Okay, well, welcome back. Kind of pausing there for a minute, but welcome back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, on Straight Talk. And, I'm kind of, I don't even know what the word I'm looking miffed. Um, uh, I just don't know. It's just like you're up in the air and you just don't know, but you need to have a firm foundation to stand on. If you know what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. But tonight we're going to be covering quite a bit. I don't know how many videos I got up here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 videos. So I wanted to cover what is exactly happening in this world because it's getting turned around. Justice is becoming justice, and injustice is becoming injustice once again. It seems as though the world and the universe are just suffering from what I would want to call white fatigue. These people are not even human, you guys. I've seen and I've talked about this on the show and other shows that these people are truly out of their fucking mind. I've seen one video where this policeman down there in Mississippi, Alabama, one of the admitted to killing 13 people. Was a chief uh, policeman. And one individual, he shot 119 times. He's bragging about it. Bragging about it. And I'm just sitting there watching this on YouTube. I'm like, well, goddamn. How much more evidence do black people have to have before you wake the fuck up, start shooting back? It's not like we've been complacent. It's not about turning the other cheek. That's the narrative. That's the narrative. That's the narrative that they say on TV. But that's not the real deal, Holyfield. These people that we call white are being killed left and right. There's a brother, uh, or some brothers down there in Atlanta took it upon themselves to kill two white boys, um, and um, dressed up like the KKK with their hoods on, telling them, hey, we're going to go to Atlanta and just kind of like scare people, scare these niggas. Well, they done fucked around, then they found out, and now they're in the morgue. Probably buried by now. But the idea, you guys, my people, who I'm talking to, it's not going to stop until you stop it. Look at what is happening with uh, Traore, Ibrahim Traore. That spark of a long time ago with Lumumba, with Sankara, and you name it. The will of the people has got to be manifest. It cannot be stopped. Can never be stopped. The will of the people is to be free and to be united. And this is why all of Africa chose as president of the United Nations of Africa to be Traore. Traore and all of Africa is uniting again as it did before. And this is going to spark a revolution among black folks. Hold on. Among black folk worldwide. And this is going to unite us. worldwide. Because you know what? The only man that can defeat and bring to heel is the black man over the white man, the black woman over the white woman, the black kids over the white kids. These people are not going to stop until we stop them. They're not going to stop until we stop them. They're not going to stop until we stop them. And that's it. We have the will to do it because it needs to be done. The world's been waiting for us to do it anyway. And like I said, the only people who can stop this demon in human skin is the black man and woman. We are the very essence of the universe filtered down in human form. The black universe filtered down in human form. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. We're going to cover that too tonight. And I just want to make sure, I just want you guys to feel sure about what I'm saying. Because on this show, you're going to get all or nothing. They're going to be always all. There's no end, there's no end, there's no buts, there's no ifs in my mind. And I'm very certain that once you see what I've always been concentrated on to do, is to do the best that I can. And based on the information that I have, it is always factual, it's always right. I do my homework. And so tonight, we're going to be covering not only priority, but the will of the people. And that will of our people cannot be denied. It must come to be. It must be manifested because of the will of our people is the fertile ground from which our ancestors again shall spring forth. We must honor and respect our ancestors because once we do that, all bets are off. All of the blessings that they have for us will start streaming down from the heaven, from the universe, onto our shoulders where it belongs. Because these white demons are not going to stop. These white demons are not going to stop. They're worried, they're scared because they painted themselves into a corner. I don't give a fuck about Boom and Bach and Myers and what they did and how they got brainwashed into believing that they white, European, Anglo-Saxon, Saxon, Caucasian. There's none of that. All of those terms belong to black folk. And I am here to tell you through hell and high water, this world is on fucking fire. There are inundations, there are fires, there are all kinds of earthquakes that are happening in places that normally don't have it. But I am here to tell you, God is just. God is just. And you reap what the fuck you sow, and so shall you reap. This is the bad part about white folk. They actually believe they ass and this shit don't stink. Fuck all white folk. There's not one good one amongst them. Because all of the good ones are not going to do anything about the bad one. It is a show and that is all. If you point to a white guy, white girl, white children talking about they're not like that, it's a scam, a scheme and a scam trying to get you to, oh, what you, I got white friends that are not like that. No, they're not like that. They don't talk like the fuck they do. Yes, they fucking do right behind your back. And if you could ever produce a movie where your thoughts become the movie, your words become the movie, your actions become the movie, you will see that white folks are all in on the scam. They're just covering up with the good white folks. And you see him, in the past walking and protesting, doing all that shit dead, man. All that, all that, all that kumbaya bullshit. That's dead in the world. We are woke now, motherfucker. And just like them two white boys down there in Atlanta went to an all black neighborhood. I don't remember what neighborhood it is. They got shot. No, we're not playing this game no more. I done said this on the show a long time ago. The gig is up, white boy. You want to raise the war? Fine. There's more of us than you. And we ain't dying, motherfucker. We ain't dying. No, sir. You better believe we're going to warm that body up with that hot lead. Like them two white boys down there in Atlanta. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. But tonight, I really wanted to go over, hold on, a couple of things. Let me pull this up. And okay. So now this is what we're going to cover next week, not this week. So we're going to cut out, hold on, let me bring this up on the screen. I'm sorry. So we're going to cover this next week. And it kind of, I wasn't looking for it, but it showed up on my YouTube as interested video that might interest me. I guess if I'm saying that correctly, right? So let me go to the screen because I don't want you guys to be thinking about what the hell I'm talking about. So hold on. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be covering this Malcolm X next Saturday. And what drew me to it was the fact that what he said in the video. Stop blaming all white. Stop blaming white folks. Generations later, still no black wealth. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out to you guys, hold on, let me find it, is this one. The Nation of Islam was built by pimps, bank robbers, extortion artists, and killers. Elijah Muhammad's wives were hookers. Now, this guy watched Nine Wives, that movie. So, in between now and next Saturday, let me put this in the comments so people will be able to reference it. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna really, shit. What the hell? I got rid of the Malcolm X one, but but anyway, I'm gonna cover it. But it's interesting, sad. Now, what we're focused on. This brother was a captain, I guess, in the Nation of Islam in this later in his mid-teen days, if I want to say it like that. I don't want to mislead anybody, but in the 70s, 60s, and 70s and 80s, somewhere around there. This guy, oh shit, thanks Fred, for having Brother Leon. Okay, so this guy's name was Brother Leon. And he really goes into it. So if you guys can take a look at this and let me know what you think. Next week, I am going to be covering this in the assassination of Malcolm X because I've always, I was born in '72, so he died in I think '61, '2, somewhere around there. Like a decade before I was born. So I'm just going by what I'm finding out. But I hear a lot of what I did hear. I'm going to say this without a doubt is that his daughter, Malcolm X's daughter, freed or petitioned to free the killers, and they were in there for 30 years or a little bit more, and they get millions of dollars for being locked up. Now, I'm not related to Malcolm X. May his spirit rest in peace. May his children become more uh, 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 in peace with the situation. But for me, all right, and I'm going to be looking into this week, starting on Monday, because I spent a lot of time with my family on Sunday. Uh, but uh, by the time next week, I'm going to be really, really, really looking into this as to what happened. Now, as you may know, um, I was about to say Malcolm, um, Martin Luther King Jr. got shot on the hotel balcony, but he didn't die from the shot. This white doctor suffocated him, and that has been proven. Whether or not he got uh, um, arrested for that, charged for that, and served time for that, I don't know. But I do know that the man did not die from the gunshot. All right. So let me close this out and let me go back before I get started with the real show. So so as we look to this, as I am thinking, I'm going to be looking into this. Um, it's just some very interesting points that were made um, by uh, Malcolm X followers who killed him, what happened. There's a guy in the Malcolm X movie with Denzel Washington. You see a guy with a shotgun and shooting. Based on, and I'm not an expert, but I do have common sense. Based on the autopsy, there were 3 bullet holes as if it was somebody or somebody very close to brother Malcolm X, and 3 fucking shots straight to the heart. And it had to be a close shot because it left burn bullet, not bullet burn mark. It left burn marks, circular burn marks around the entry point. Hold on, damn, I hate to come on. But there's just some other thing. But what really struck me, like in the movie, right, with Denzel Washington, you have the guy with the shotgun, boom, boom, boom. Now you know damn well if you're looking at the death photograph, the autopsy photograph of Malcolm X, there's no pellet wound. These were gunshot wounds. Excuse the noise. There were none. There were no pellet shotgun wound. 3 shot to the heart. That's enough. 1 shot is enough, but 3. So there's a lot of questions that I have that I'm going to be looking for the answer. Hopefully, I can get a Facebook friend of mine who's been there, done that. Yeah, I hope he can come on and really give his thoughts on it, or his opinions on it, or his factual evidence that he has on it, right? And we'll just take it from there. But that's enough for now. But at least you know what's going to be happening. Excuse me, through the week, and I'm going to do the best that I can. This is not my factual evidence. This is not my feelings. These are not my emotions. This is what I be with you, the information that I have right now, uh, and other factual evidences where you're talking about pedophilia of Elijah Muhammad, the whole 9. God be with me. that I can find evidences to that fact or evidences not of that fact. So I'm going to be unbiased because I used to be a part of the NOI. You know, for about 3 minutes. It wasn't. It might well just be 2 minutes. You know what I mean? But I was just fucking around. I was a lot younger then. So I, being the Jew that I am, I left the faith and the philosophical African Hebraic way of life that I've been raised in to try other things. And the one thing that I know that are all the same for all of the philosophical ways of doing life, whether it's Buddhism, Taoism, Judaism, Islam, the whole nine, the whole spectrum, that at the end of the day, you can be a good person. Be kind, be generous, be knowledgeable, wisdom, and filled with wisdom and understanding. Have a great sense of integrity and practice kindness. That's all what it's all about. Because all of these so-called religions are not religions at all. They're spiritual paths that help you find it is a way of life. They help you find the way of life for you. All right. So be on the lookout for that. And next week we're gonna cover that. But let me get started tonight because, man, like I said on this show and other shows, it ain't gonna be long. It's gonna be like 2 or 3 years. Hell, it is moving at the speed of fucking light. All of Africa will soon be united. And this bitch ass house nigga, Langley, from the AFRICOM, had apologized. Oh man, you cannot make this shit up. Enough is enough. We woke now, motherfucker. Ain't gonna be none of these fake ass narrative white motherfuckers. Because we know Macron and Starmer. Hey, what's up, brother Willie? Yeah, I'm glad you're here, bro. And then you got to check out next week, man, because I'm going to be going into the assassination of Malcolm X. And hold on, let me see. Yeah, I don't erased it. But one of the videos I'm going to be covering next week is dealing with not only the assassination, but also whether or not they were pimps and hoes and drug dealers and prostitutes and all of that, and whether or not some, if not all, Elijah Muhammad's wives were whores and prostitutes. Now, don't get on me about it. I was born in '72. Not way before, but 10 years before. I think Malcolm X, brother Willie, he died in 71, 2, 3, somewhere around there. And I was saying in the movie with Denzel Washington, you can see the guy with the shotgun. When I looked at the autopsy photo of Brother Malcolm X, there were 3 gunshot wounds with burn marks around, or circular burn marks around the shot wound. So that shot had to be very, very, very close. Man. You don't get that from 30 feet different distances, and all of that. And in the movie, you can see that the people who were doing the shooting were like 100 feet away. So, I'm just going to be giving my honest, objective thoughts. Fuck my emotions, fuck my feelings and all of that, you know what I mean? Get real hard shit. And hopefully I can have a friend of mine can come on who's been associated with the Nation of Islam and quite honestly very upset with Minister Farrakhan. So, and all of what he was saying, I can only take it to be what it is because he was in it. I was only in it for like 3 months, just to be honest. So you might as well just say 3 minutes or 3 seconds. It didn't amount to nothing. But I was feeling it, and I was feeling my tie to all of these so-called religions. I was going around, Brother Willie, testing or being a part of Buddhism, Taoism, the whole nine. And I found it to be striking, man. You know what I mean? It wasn't my cup of tea, but because all so-called religions are spiritual paths. And I made it a point earlier that it is a way of life to help you find the way of life for you. And if you are a Muslim or practice Islam, whatever, that's fine. You know what I mean? If you're Christian, that's fine. But be a good person. That's what it all boils down to. Are you a man or woman, people of integrity, of character, of responsibility, of kindness? And these are the very elements of God. And so when you're walking with God, you're walking with, 1965. Okay, thank you. Wait. Are you born in 65, brother? What? Malcolm X was associated in 19. No, he wasn't associated in 1975. That was in. That was a mistake you put. Okay, all right. So I get you. So yeah. So I hope you can come on, brother Willie. If you would like. I would love to have you to come on because I know you're a part of the nation and all of that. And to really give your thoughts, not your feelings or emotions, but the thoughts and the facts. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be harder on anybody because I wasn't born then. And to be honest, I didn't really become aware of it until like the late '80s, right before I graduated from high school. Oh shit, damn! Y'all making me think now. In the '80s. Oh no! I'm sorry. And no, that's in the early '90s. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting crazy. But anyway, it's gonna be a good one, and we're gonna have a great show next Saturday at 8 p.m. So I'm hoping. Yeah. I saw that, brother Willie. Yeah, that was yeah. I feel you. I caught on to it. So, but once again, I really appreciate you coming on and being a part of it because we're gonna get into Brother Ibrahim, which is now the president of the United Nations of Africa. They voted him in. And, I've said this on other shows that it ain't going to be long, real fucking quick, lightning quick, because the will of the people is there. And once you have the will to do whatever you want to do, and your mind is determined to make it, man, there's nothing that's gonna stop you. And the spirit of Gaddafi, Lumumba, Sankara, you name it, it's still out there in the ambient atmosphere. People ain't forgot. Our people are not gonna forget. And these young niggas, the YNs, they chopping it up, man. They serious about killing white folks. They, they were. I don't want to get too far into this, man, but they were two. There were a couple of brothers out there in Atlanta killed these two white boys who were dumb enough to come out there, fuck around, and found out with the white hoods on, and they got killed. We're not turning no other cheek, man. Mm-mm. And we never did. But the narrative was, yeah, well, white folks, they say so in the Time magazine, if they say so on 60 Minutes, if they say so on whatever, niggas are fall for it. No, no, nope, 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 nope. That motherfucker said he did. Fuck around and find out. But anyway, let me try to find out exactly where I'm going to go with this one. So the first one, we're going to hear General Langley, who's the head of the AFRICOM, right? Oh, hold on. Let me go back to the share screen. Okay. And we can get it started. Because I don't have much, man, Brother Willie. So, but we're gonna run through these, and hopefully you guys can see where I'm going with this. So now we're gonna play this. It's only a couple of minutes. But now I'm gonna play this, and then I'll be right back.
Ibrahim Traore is a young man, hardworking man who is changing the nation of Burkina Faso.
Now hold on, let me read this. African youth need to be prepared to march to Burkina Faso in their millions to defend President Ibrahim Traore. Should NATO decide to attack Burkina Faso, history will not repeat itself again. Are you listening? We will not lose another great African leader. And I said this, look, this shit is not hard to see. United we stand and take over and just kick their motherfucking ass, to kick all the bottom out their motherfucking ass, and bitch slap the shit out of them because now we have pulled back the curtain of lies and deceit. All they doing is just fucking lying. White folks weak than a motherfucker. You have Macron, Starmer, and a couple other people who've been in the video snorting cocaine. You see Macron hiding that motherfucker, and the spoon the other guy is hiding. These motherfuckers are weak as fuck. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Fuck all white folks and they bullshit. Who gives a fuck? Don't pay them no attention. Don't pay them no mind because once you do, you're giving them oxygen. Oh, see like that nigga over there. He paying attention like Mark Lamont Hill on the show. He was paying them all kind of attention. If I was on that motherfucking show, I would have brought up all the receipts about that white bitch. Driving drunk, doing shit she's supposed to be doing, prostituting. See, that would have shut all that shit down. See, but once you let them get a fucking 2 centimeter of attention, they'll take that shit and run. And see, and this is the reason why they don't want me on the show because dude, man, I am shooting like hell in high water. Fuck all you motherfuckers. Come on with it, because I know you bitches and bastards ain't worth a damn. Because all you doing is just playing this game of deceit and lies. That's it. And you're going to see a sister call on here. I might, yeah, I'm gonna play that next after this one. Talking about all they do is just fucking lie. They lie, they lie, they lie. Then they use that lie to cover up what they really doing, pedophilia. What they really doing, having sex with, killing kids for the adrenochrome. What they really doing, they the worst fucking motherfuckers on the goddamn planet. They the worst white on white crime is worse than black on black crime. And we gonna do. So, you tell me in which direction this motherfucker is going. Because there's no accountability for these motherfuckers. They do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, where they want to do it. Fuck it. But you know what? I said, fine, let them do what the fuck they want to do because in the end result will be their death. They're already dying. They're not They're not populating their populace. I guess if that makes any sense. White folks ain't shit, man. I've been knowing this since I was a shorty, man. But let's finish.
This is a threat to the Western nation to see how this young man is trying to make sure that the people of Burkina Faso are not suffering. It has taken an attention to the youths of Africa to speak about this because we saw one general in the United States of America saying that Ibrahim Traore should be arrested. We want to send a good warning, a very, very tight warning, that we will not take any nonsense, any stupidity towards the president of Burkina Faso. This young man, when he came to power, the people of Burkina Faso are suffering, no water, no medical. Right now, as we are speaking, we can see how things are rolling out speed. The security apparatus in Burkina Faso is working. The intelligence is working. Why? Because this young man has passion to make sure that the people of Burkinabe are feeling the economic that this young man is bringing to their country. So I want to send this warning to this West nation, because we know who are they, we know them. These people killed Muammar Gaddafi. They did not stop there. They killed Thomas Sankara. I remember very well in Libya, whereby the people of Libya are enjoying life when Muammar Gaddafi was there. If you don't have a job, the government pays you. If your child go to the hospital, the government has already paid. Then the West saw that this is a threat. Why that Africa want to unite and be called a one nation? They said no. We cannot allow Africa to unite.
You hear that?
Now the spirit of Muammar Gaddafi and the spirit of Thomas Sankara is inside Ibrahim Traore. And Ibrahim Traore want to tell Ibrahim Traore that we are with you, the young people of Africa. I am speaking from Kenya. I know how you have done to make sure that the people of Burkina Faso are well. We will not allow any Western nation to come and assassinate you. I am speaking to the young people of Africa that it has reached a time that we must unite as a young people to protect the president of Burkina Faso. They killed Muammar Gaddafi. The top leadership did not speak. They remain mum. They killed Thomas Sankara. The top leadership, they remain mum. Actually, the West used presidency of Africa to kill Muammar Gaddafi, to kill Thomas Sankara. The way I have seen one nation, their president is being used to kill Ibrahim Traore. Shame on you. Shame on you that if you can be given money by the Western nation to go and assassinate the president of Burkina Faso. This Ibrahim Traore is trying to open the mind of the leadership of Africa. That Africa does not need to go to IMF. The head of state of Africa are making sure that their citizens are slaves of the West. We do not want that. We have a very good resource. We can manage ourselves as Africans. That's why I'm asking the people of Burkina Faso, the citizen of Burkina Faso, the young people of Burkina Faso, women. I saw women saying that they are going to protect their president, and I love that. Let all raise up and let's protect the president of Burkina Faso. The citizen of Burkina Faso, protect your president, because this young man want to make sure that another generation that is coming will not suffer. He want to make sure that the people of Burkina Faso, they have already eliminated poverty. That's why I have come to encourage the young people of Africa that it has reached a time we must realize what is better to us as the citizen of Africa. We have been feeding the West people. That's why if we try to say we no longer need a relationship with them, they intimidate us, they kill our leaders. This is the time that if they will try to go and arrest Ibrahim Traore, not only Burkina Faso will wake up, but the entire Africa, the young people will wake up and resist that arrest. If they kill Ibrahim Traore, we want to send them to know they will kill all Africans so that they can rule. But if they think they can intimidate us, it is now enough and enough for the Western nation.
Enough is enough.
You have your country. Mind the business of your countries. Let's Africans mind our business as Africans. If we have conflicts as Africans, let us solve our problem as Africans. Because we know you don't come to solve the problem of Africa. You come to loot the resource that is in Africa. And I am sure that if we block our resources as Africans to go to the Western nation, I am sure 100% that Western nation will go hunger. They will sleep without eating. They will die because they do not have something to eat. They have been eating Africa. We have raised up as Africans that we are going to protect Ibrahim Traore. I want to tell them enough is enough. The president of Burkina Faso will protect that young man because he's a young man like us. The generation that Muammar Gaddafi was, they kept quiet when their leader was being killed.
Kept quiet.
I understand what Muammar Gaddafi was pushing. The agenda was to make sure that Africa is one nation, to make sure that the currency we are using one, to make sure that the military is one. But when the West notices this, they say no. Who is going to be our slaves? We are going to resist. And I am telling the Western nation that you will not kill Ibrahim Traore under our watch. You will not. The young people, and I'm asking the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, to open up his military base so that the young people of Africa can join. And let us make sure that Africa is independent. We are not independent yet. We call ourselves independent, but we are under slavery. These people, they brought us English. We have our language to speak, Kiswahili, but I want to speak in English so that I can reach to those people from the Western nation to make sure that if they dare touch Ibrahim Traore, the African continent will be another nation to watch. We are not scared of you. And I want to tell that general, don't speak only, too practical. Come and arrest Ibrahim Traore. Then you'll see what next. So I want to urge the young people of Africa that let us come together and let's protect Ibrahim Traore with anything we have. Because if Ibrahim Traore is going to be killed, the future of that nation, the future of Burkina Faso will be under siege. Not only the Burkina Faso, but the future of the young people of Africa will be under siege. Let's unite as Africa and let's come together and protect our liberty.
Man, oh man. It's gonna be one, Brother Willie. I'm here to tell you that no lie lives forever, and the truth shall set you free. It has never failed. The handwriting is on the wall. Prophecies are being filled, and our people are being liberated with the truth, with fact, not feeling, not emotion, not none of that bullshit. It is being fulfilled, and it is what it is. Because freedom is not free. You got to kill. That's what white folk want. Now, white folk gonna get it. Just like them two fucking idiots in Atlanta. You know, they came around and fucked around. Now they found out, and now they buried. Good. I give no fucks about them motherfuckers, and I give no fucks about white folks, man. Cause they're nasty, dirty, filthy fucking animals. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're not gonna stop killing because that is their fucking nature. That is their nurture. That is how they were raised. We've been fighting these motherfuckers for the longest time since they got here. Albeit they are our children, but something will happen along the way that changed them motherfuckers. They grow tails as long as the dog. And if you really want to find out what happened to them, look for the book, The Iceman's Inheritance. I don't remember the name of the author, but it's very well written, and he's telling you the truth. It's just a matter of time before people wake up to realize these motherfuckers are nasty, dirty fucking animals. All right. So, hold on. Let me get back to here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the next video, Brother Willie. And this one, I'm going to save this one for later because it got a lot of other, in my history, a lot of things that are happening, man. It's like, God damn, I didn't know it was that damn bad, but, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be what it's going to be. So, with this sister, Sister Lady Boulay, she lays it out. And I've been saying it since forever. So let's get it cracking.
Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another.
Descubre la experiencia de GoDaddy Airo al comprar tu dominio en GoDaddy y deja que la inteligencia artificial se encargue de todo.
Sorry about that.
Whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not, there is a demeaning tactic that white people have been using on black people ever since we came into contact with them. And it goes something like this. You are not smart enough. You are not good enough. You don't know enough to do this. They have put us in a box mentally and psychologically to a certain extent. They have transported this piece of propaganda all over the world, and they have used it to subjugate people, to oppress people, and to rob people of their resources and their humanity. All because they came up with the lie. They're superior to everybody. They know more than everybody. And no black person could possibly be as smart as they are. The goal of this lie is not only to reinforce white supremacy, but also to discourage black people from competing with them. And this idea that you're not smart enough has reinvented itself as anti-DEI, anti-affirmative action. So any job that black people get that white people think you shouldn't have, they call you a DEI hire. So now they're using that to purge black people of employment opportunities. So they have taken it to another level. It's to reinforce white supremacy and to keep black people from competing with them because they don't want to compete because they know what's going to happen if black people are on an even playing field. They know what's going to happen. They know they're going to get out.
You motherfucker act like, you know, we want to hear that shit. So we got a lot of young people in our community. But, you know how it goes. Let's start.
outsmarted. They know they're going to get outworked and outperformed, and they know they're going to come up looking just like what they are, mediocre to below average. Many of them will. So it's just like in the case of the Black Manosphere and the Save Yourself Black Man and the Red Pill characters. The only people who could put a stop to that were black men, because this was an attack on black women. The only people who could put a stop to it were and are black men. And the more black men push back against that, the more they seem to deflate, because they're operating on an inflated lie. So once that lie gets challenged, then it begins to deflate.
I've been saying this for fucking years. Don't pay these bitches no fucking money, and when you do, cut their motherfucking throat. Man, you know what? I wish I had been on that show with Mark Lamont and his bitch who were talking all that shit. Dude, man, I swear to God, I would have been like, look, you silly motherfucker, we done civilized you bitches 3 times. Once in Egypt, once in Greece, and now, bitch. And you just started speaking 1,000 years ago. You haven't created that one civilization, and on and on and on and on. Cut that bitch. And he should have had information on that bitch to tell her right then and there on international TV interview that you ain't shit, bitch. Now, who the fuck are you gonna be trying to call somebody a nigga? You nasty hoe. I mean, I would have gone the fuck up. I don't give a fuck about white folk, man. This is the reason why you must cut these motherfuckers' throat. Right from the gate. Checkmate, bitch. Checkmate. That is just two moves. Because you cannot play with these bitches. They're not playing with us. We sure the fucking not going to be playing with them. Ain't never been a day where, you know, we turn the other cheek. Ain't never been one. We've always killed these motherfuckers. Because they're nasty, dirty, stinking, smelly motherfuckers. They got videos of white folks, white women in particular, asking and thanking black women on how to fucking clean their pussy. Because they smell like white wet dog. They're asking black folks how to bathe. What? You nasty bitch. But I digress. So let's continue on and with this one.
So it's the same thing with this "you're not smart enough" white crowd. The only people who can challenge them and deflate this mentality is other white people. And increasingly, white people are having to do that because these people will diminish and destroy this whole society, just like the government we have now is really a mediocre government, actually below mediocre. These people have no idea what they're doing, but they're getting by on the idea that they're smarter than everybody else, and they're not.
They're dumber than a motherfucker.
Anyway, I said all of that to say this. White people have been getting away with this kind of BS for a long time, but only white people can put a stop to it. So I saw this on my Twitter page a few days ago, and I wanted to do a video on it, but I didn't know how to frame it. But the guy came back and did an update, so I thought I would share this with you. So listen to this and tell me if it sounds familiar.
So I recently made a video about an encounter I had in the ER with a patient who didn't want to see me because of my skin color. And the most common question I had was, what happened afterwards? Well, what happened is he didn't want to see me, so they called my colleague, who was white, and my colleague came down. He wanted to know what was going on, and he saw that I was on the initial call form, so he asked me, hey, why aren't you seeing this patient? I told him why.
Déjale oro, niño, yo compré
I'm not
6.
seeing him. After that, I was like, well, it's okay, you know, you can. He was like, no, I'm not seeing someone who's trying to make a choice based on your skin color. Like, dude, you're fully capable, you're a really good surgeon. I don't want to see him. So he told the patient face to face why he's not seeing him. Patient looked shocked. Then he was trying to change his mind last minute. My colleague was like, no, I'm good. And he left. So the patient had to leave. and go to another hospital.
See how clean and cut and dry that was? He is the black doctor on call in the emergency room. This white man comes in needing emergency surgery, but when he sees the black man who can't possibly be capable enough to operate on him, he says, "No, I don't want you. I want a white doctor." And by the way, they don't just do this to black people; they do it to Asians and Hispanics too. If they know the person is Hispanic, they'll do it to any non-white person. But anyway,
Si usted está buscando cómo emigrar legalmente a los Estados Unidos, quédese atento porque hoy les voy a compartir una manera que mucha gente no conoce de cómo usted puede vivir, trabajar o estudiar junto con su familia en los Estados Unidos de la manera más directa como profesional. Soy el abogado de inmigración Carlos Coloco y el día de hoy vamos a charlar una oportunidad que mucha gente en Latinoamérica no conoce. Se llama la EB2 por interés nacional. Es una vía para profesionales poder vivir y trabajar en los Estados Unidos de manera legal junto con su familia.
when they called for the white surgeon came down there and found out what the situation was, that the man had rejected the black doctor because he's black. The white doctor said, "Well, I'm not going to operate on you either." Now, mind you, these people are in the emergency room, and the doctor, he wouldn't be in there if he wasn't capable. You don't just walk in a hospital and become a surgeon. You have to go to med school. You have to do internship. You have to work under somebody who's a surgeon. You have to know what you're doing. But they make that decision on the spur of the moment, not knowing anything about the credentials, just on the fact that he's a black man, because you're not smart enough to do this. But then when the white doctor said, "Well, guess what? You're going to have to go to another hospital." Then the man tried to change his mind and they wouldn't let him. Now he's going to go to another emergency room. And when he gets to the next hospital and they find out that he was turned away from this hospital, they're going to know why. They're going to want to know why. And then he could have the same situation. They might not turn him down at that hospital, but they might leave him out there in that emergency room until somebody decides to help him. And then it might be too late. But you see, that's what racism does. Racism costs. It has cost this country. Racism costs. It has cost America the opportunity to be a great country. And it'll never be great now because it's on the decline. If it ever becomes great again, it's going to have to be in another dispensation. Not in this one, because they've ruined this one. And this permeates throughout our society, even in education. You can have a parent that'll come to your classroom, see that you're black, and they'll cut up so bad, run to the principal. "I want to move my child to a white teacher's classroom." And there are times when the principal will stand up and say, "This is the assignment. So if you don't want your child to have this teacher, then you need to take him to another school." You do not have to accommodate a racist. You just don't. So anyway, y'all, white people have been getting away with this for years. And it's this mentality that has prevented this country from progressing to be the country that it should be. My heart goes out to people like this man, because I'm pretty sure they meet people like this, if not on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And the thing about the white people is they really believe they're right, because that indoctrination has taken place in their minds more than it has in the minds of black people. And they are the ones who end up suffering in the end. Because in the words of Booker T. Washington, "No man whose vision is bounded by color can come into contact with what is highest and best in the world." In meeting men in many places, I have found that the happiest people are those who do the most for others. The most miserable are those who do the least. I have also found that few things, if any, are capable of making one so blind and narrow as race prejudice. That is true. Judging people by the color of their skin is racism. And racism in this present age is the most destructive force in the world. We Black Americans have to pat ourselves on the back every time we are able to withstand the wiles of Satan. And let us remember that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. It takes a sound mind to deal with the devil. Okay, y'all. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about this video.
All right, so I thought that was very matter of fact in regard to what she's saying and what we've been saying for a very, very, very long time. But now, you know, the universe is just fucking tired of you motherfuckers. White fatigue, motherfucker. White. You bitches ain't shit. And you still don't get it. The U.S. government gave you motherfucker 250 million acres of land, bitch. Seed, cows, plows, every motherfucker. And you still want to fucking complain. And the reason why you're complaining, bitch, is because you don't know what the fuck you doing. White folks are stupid, man. All right, gracias. Cuéntame cuando tú... okay. Espérate, guys. Wait a second. So, entonces, ¿dónde vas? ¿Dónde ustedes van?
A la casa.
A la casa de
Llevaré-
Belki.
Sí, llevaré a la cena a los niños. Fuimos a comprar la cena.
¿Ella compró la cena?
Sí, para los niños.
¿Eh?
Para los niños, los pegamos ahí, que hay que llevar ahora.
Ok.
Ahorita yo vengo.
O llámame antes de tú irse para acá. Yeah. So, my wife brought me what I like, the empanadas. I'm a motherfucking Mexican. With cheese and eggs in it, man. That shit is good. It's really good. And then, you know, I got my hot sauce. I can't eat without my hot sauce. I'm surprised I still got a stomach lining. But anyway, I like that video. Let me make sure I get it out of here. Okay. And she just telling it, man. You know, because you got to know your history, guys. You just can't send your kid to the fucking white school and expect for them to tell you the truth and to teach your kids the truth. Now, I'm going to play this one. It's only 2 minutes long. Now, if I was a cop and I saw these two fucking animals with a goddamn gun, I would have killed them. I would have feared for my fucking life. So let's play this shit.
It's a shocking standoff between deputies and two brothers armed with a loaded gun.
They've been dead.
You're not in trouble when you have to drop that. Drone footage shows a 9-year-old boy hiding the gun behind his back. His 7-year-old brother tries to grab it. Then the boys start fighting over the loaded weapon.
Drop it, buddy.
The 7-year-old boy takes possession.
It's okay. You're not in trouble, buddy.
Deputies continued calling out orders to the boy, desperately trying to stop a tragedy from happening.
Can you put it down for me?
Just put it down.
The boys, wearing Minecraft and Star Wars-themed pajamas, are in their neighbor's backyard in Albuquerque. Officers decide it's time to fire a non-lethal rubber bullet. Drop it! Drop it! It's a perfect shot, landing right between the brothers. But watch, the 9-year-old responds by raising the gun and taking aim at the deputies. Officers say he actually pulled the trigger, but thank goodness the gun malfunctioned. Another rubber bullet is fired, and this time, the deputies are able to move in as the boys try to hide.
Drop it now.
I don't even have a gun. I don't have a gun.
Man, these little motherfuckers would have been dead. Both of them. I'm fearing for my life. They pointed the gun. Boom. Now, you know, motherfucking well, what's that little kid who was in the park and in seconds, the police killed the little boy. And he had a toy gun. This is a real fucking gun. Hold on.
Deputies yank the gun away and take the brothers into custody as 7 officers swarm. I spoke to Sheriff John Allen. says law enforcement has been called to the boy's home 50 times.
This could have turned out in the worst nightmare for the whole nation. For those deputies there, they're still reeling and having to deal with this, that they might have had to use deadly force in the 7 and a 9-year-old.
You have a 7 and a 9-year-old with a loaded gun. How in the world did they get it?
But there's been violence in the home. We know that the father who is incarcerated now taught them how to use the firearm.
The sheriff credits cool heads and the sheriff's department's drone for the outcome.
Bottom line, it saved 2 children's lives. It gave real-time information to our deputies to make sure that we're, preserving life.
The boys are still living with their mother, but the sheriff wants to have them removed and placed in foster care. So far, no arrests have been made. The criminal charges are pending the ongoing investigation.
Now, if they go into foster care, they're going to be raped anyway, so who gives a fuck? Daddy in jail, mama ain't shit, probably a meth addict. Man, how much more evidence do we need with this motherfucker, with these motherfuckers? Excuse me, because I'm eating. But it's just mind-blowing that these motherfuckers just keep doing what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, where they want to do it, without any repercussions. Because I'm white, and I say so. No, bitch. Them days, baby, are gone, baby. You know what I mean? They gone, baby. They gone. So, let me go. Hold on, which one I want to do next? Because all these are good, but I just want to make sure I'm making. Oh, we're going to do this one. Now, Ruto is the president of Kenya, and the Kenyans want to join AES, but this bitch ass house nigga going along with Macron and Trump. You see, all these motherfucking going along, get along niggas. They're gonna be killed, man, or they're gonna be getting their ass up out of there. Because now, black folks, we tired, man. We got white fatigue. Fuck it. Y'all want to raise war? Come on, man. Come on. You want to raise war? Come on, bitches. Because none of you motherfuckers can fight. The best FBI agent, CIA agent, DEA agent, any of these motherfuckers are the black one. You can see that they're trying to get Langley to get on over there and do what they want him to do. That ain't happening no more. It ain't happening. All that shit dead in the water. White folks know it. Them house niggas know it. Be just like Jimmy Fox with that house nigga in the house, and he killed all the white folks. He didn't know what last one standing. He shoot him in the leg. You got to kill the house nigga. You can't let them stand. So I'm going to play this one, and then I'll be right back.
Ruto visited Biden, and they had dinner together. They had some chats together, and we saw videos of Biden praising Ruto. He said Ruto is the best president that Kenya would ever have. He praised Ruto for being a good leader, and this is the same Ruto that Kenyans are crying and shouting about. And this is Biden on the other hand, saying that Ruto is a good leader, the best leader for the Kenyan people. So a lot of people have had their own analysis of the visit of Ruto to America or whatever you might think about. The truth is that there is something going on between these two countries, between these two nations, and it's not something that is of the interest of the continent of Africa. However you look at it, however you want to assimilate it, this is what I am saying. Okay, it's my opinion. It's not something good. Why is it not something good? We're going to break down gradually. Okay, now, something is going on. The reason why I said this is not going to be something good for the motherland is because Biden is trying to use Kenya to kick out the Haitians. And the relationship between the Haitians and the mother continent, Your Majesties, there is something going on. It's not just like that. They started this thing at early.
El gobierno ha anunciado el inicio de un nuevo programa diseñado para mejorar el bienestar de la población.
Last year, I think I brought that here when we're talking about how America wants to use Kenyan army to take out the Haitians. Okay, and this thing is gradually coming to pass. Why do you think Biden is strongly pushing for the Kenyan army to intervene in Haiti? The U.S. Army is one of the armies that are the strongest army in the world. Like, we are all aware that the United States Army is one of the strongest army in the world. If they want to do anything, they can just go ahead and do it. Okay? Why should they involve Kenya into this fight? Why does it seem to me like the United States government wants to cause some internal issues in the motherland? Why do I see it like they just want to turn brothers against brothers? And Ruto is falling for this thing. From the beginning, initially when Ruto came, I was part of those that said, okay, the way he sounds, the way he talks, that's why I stopped believing in African leaders. Okay? No matter the speeches they give, I want to see the action before I talk. Because this is how they come in, they say sweet things, and they end up just being puppets. Alright, Your Majesties. So he came in, and he gave hope to the Kenyan people, and after some months, Ruto started acting, I don't know, Ruto changed. A lot of decisions he made is like, what is going on? He went to Ukraine, and he said he is representing the African people, and you'll be like, what is happening? Why does it seem like NATO is trying to cop some part of the motherland to themselves to use them in dealing with the motherland? They want to use some part of the motherland to do some dirty business for themselves, so it will be like they're not directly involved, but they have a puppet who is doing these things. Mind you, this is the first African leader to visit America officially after 15 years, Your Majesties. Ruto is the first African leader in 15 years to visit the U.S. House, like, officially. Okay, others go there for maybe UN General Assembly, or maybe for the American Summit, or maybe for other things. But in 15 years, Ruto is the first African president to visit the United States House officially. So this shows the kind of relationship, now not just work relationship, the kind of something is going on, and everybody are talking about it. So the Haitians took to the streets and they are protesting. And on their flyers, you could see Ruto is a puppet to the United States, Ruto a puppet, Ruto a betrayer, Ruto a puppet. And will I blame them? No. Should I? I wouldn't. Because when you look at the whole picture of the game that is being played, you just see that this man is being used. Just look at what is going on in Kenya. Look at how their national parks are being given out like they're giving out for it to be mined. These things are in the news. Oh, now they will start mining from the national parks. Like, how do you give out your national park to a foreign body to come mine? What are you mining? What kind of money are you looking for? This is the same Kenya we talked about, how they are so free to the British government. You saw when the king visited Kenya. You saw exactly what happened. I brought that here. A lot of connection to the West. Like there is this tie that Kenya still has to the West. That is not. It's not just Kenya. It's Kenya come now. That's what we're saying. So it's not just Kenya. This is the situation of the motherland, Your Majesties. Let's listen to the Haitians pouring out their hearts, and we take it on from there. The President and First Lady of Kenya are arriving now. The Bidens are out there. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Today? All right, that's President Biden at the White House with the state visit for the President of Kenya. We will take a quick break. Be right back.
For all Americans, for all Kenyans, God bless our partnership and may God bless our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Distinguished guests, the President of the Republic.
And so that is President of Kenya, William Ruto, taking over the podium here as President Biden welcomes him to the White House. There will be used to call it 2 and 2. 2 questions aside at a press conference a little bit later today, which I know that then, Martha, you'll have on your show. Yeah, whatever happens out of that.
2:30ish, I think.
All right, look into this too.
Last night's state dinner at the White House in honor of Kenya's President William Ruto.
And who was there?
We'll get to that in a minute. 500 guests were invited, including you, Missy. 3 presidents were there, Biden, Clinton, and Obama. Of course, his father was born in Kenya.
Yes.
The dinner celebrated 60 years of diplomatic relations.
First Lady looks great.
Kenya and U.S. Oh, gosh, she looks so gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And it was the first time an African country was honored at the White House since 2008. And the first time Kenya's president got a state dinner since 2003. And I was honored to be there.
Let's see Michelle's.
My husband's +1. Again, I said Gayle King was invited outright.
Gayle King had to work, but I'm so glad you got to go.
I did.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we had lots of people to talk to. Cheryl,
Senator Cory Booker.
Yes.
Like I said, there is a game being played, and people's lives are being used for this game. These people don't care about us. I keep saying it. That's the reason why we need to unite and encourage brotherly love amongst ourselves. Okay? Ruto is being seen as a puppet that he is. Because it's not like it's a false accusation. Just look at the relationship between Ruto and these people. You'll be asking, what is going on? What is going on? The Haitians have suffered a lot. When I brought in here and I said the American government are pushing the Kenyan government to send in their army to invade Haiti, a lot of you came and said it's not true. Okay? When you try to study this politics a little bit and you get to see what is there. These people, the collective West don't just do anything for you. They don't come close to you when they don't need anything. If you see them around, it's because they want something. Okay, we did a video about that here last year. It's not just today. They started plans last year. How do you go invade your brother? I don't just get where these things are coming from. I don't understand. And we all know why the collective West is destroying Haiti.
Hold on.
En los últimos años
En los
hemos
últimos
visto
años,
cómo las tecnologías.
hold on.
There is a precious minerals there. I think we also talked about that here. The Haitians have gone through a lot, and it's right for them to speak out this way. And I wouldn't blame them if they see Ruto as a puppet, because that is what Ruto is. Okay? That you just agree to follow the bidding of the puppets, the colonial masters. Now, the work that our past Pan-Africanist put in place is wasted. Because when I see things like this, I'm like, the efforts that those who gave up their life, like, does it mean they give up their life for nothing? The same thing is happening. The same mistake we make. Why? Because we don't want to sit to revisit our past. We don't want to sit to revisit the relationship in the past. Who were we? What happened? What went wrong? We don't sit to think. And all thanks to leaders like Ruto, the continent is the way it is. Sometimes you be like, can we move on? When will this stop? And the fact is that this is where we have, whether you are at home or you are out of the continent, Africa is the only one we have. That's for a fact. When we sell ourselves like this, sell our mother continents like this, what are we doing to ourselves? We are destroying each other. It's quite unfortunate that things are the way they are. It's quite unfortunate that Ruto is putting Kenya in this situation, or Kenyans in this situation, because a lot of Kenyans are coming out and, oh my goodness, something is really going on. It's not also okay. And I just believe that they've not done what they normally do to African leaders to Ruto. I just want to feel, rather, I'm just telling myself that I just hope that they haven't got hold of Ruto and tie him somewhere. I felt like showing this to you, so you leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties.
All right, we are moving along, but let me shed some light here. If not, because people who know me personally and on this show know that I don't get into people's emotions and feelings and all of that. I am a historian. I don't have a PhD. I don't fucking need one. But I can beat the shit out of any motherfucker with a PhD in history. That's some real shit. No ifs, no ands, no doubts, no nothing. I know my shit. I can guarantee you that. I know my shit. And with that being said, on this show, Straight Talk, you're gonna get it. No ifs, no ands, no buts, no doubts, no I think, or I believe. No. I know, motherfucker. I don't be thinking, I don't be guessing, I don't be none of that. I know. I'm right there at the center of the bullseye. Not to the left of it by 1 centimeter, not to the right of it by 1 centimeter. Right there on the fucking bullseye. And I know that if I'm telling you something that is going to happen, you better believe it is going to happen. I can see and feel things happening. And with that being said, at the end of the video, we're going to be covering a lot of this that I've been finding out as well that is going on. And it's rough. Fire, tornadoes, earthquakes. It is rough out here. So, in my closing comment, I'm going to give you my prediction. And if you've been watching me for however long, you know what that is already. This world is changing, man. The world is fading back to black. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. In every way, shape, form, and fashion. Economic power and shift is happening. And the more Africa becomes united, the more that shift happens to the favor of black folk worldwide. So enough of that. I'm gonna get on until I can do my last comment. But we're gonna get on with this one. Hold on, I want to make sure. I still got it. Yeah, I still got it on. Okay. So let me find one. Human trafficking, European Union. Now this is. Hold on, let me go through these because this is the other bitch. That funky bitch, man. And our great sister here. So hold on. Let me see where I'm at. Now this one is a short one. Now this is where white folks say, hey, white niggas are just killing all kind of things and doing all kind of crime. Watch this shit.
I'm going to keep reminding y'all, stop believing everything y'all see, especially on social media. Y'all see this? I'm shocked. Like, how is that not his head? Look how realistic this looks. I'm not going to lie. They had me all the way fooled. Look at that.
That's a white dude.
That's not even him. Stop believing everything y'all see. I'm going to keep reminding y'all, stop.
Now we're going to go to the, hold on. All right, so we're going to go to this one. This is this funky bitch. It's 23 minutes. I'm not going to play it all the way because you already know what happened. Just giving you the flavor of what this shit is. Now, hold on. There was a sister, and I'm glad, hold on. I have put it here. But she has her own personal business, right? And she did a meta search on the how do you say it? The Go Send Give donation site where this white bitch done raised damn near $1 million. And what she has been able to do is to find out who the supporting payments are, who give out the payment. It's not Go Send Give, or it's Go Send Go, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying. And she found out who the payment master is, you know what I mean? So she ain't gonna be getting that money. And this is the reason why I always say, get busy, stay busy, and be in these motherfuckers' asses, man. I gave the information about the cops and what they do and what they don't do. And it was called, where you sue the city, the state, and the local government and the police one, because all of them have to have a surety bond. Bonds or the win. Hold on, let me put that in the comment. If you don't get off your motherfucking funky asses, niggas in America, nothing's gonna change, man. It's just not. And this sister, I'm gonna try to find her, cause you really guys need. I thought I had her up. Hold on, bonds. Hold on. For the win. I think it's .com. But anyway, just put bonds for the win, and it should come up in the Google search where it is. I believe it is bonds for the win. You cannot sit on your fucking shitty asses, my niggas in America, and think things are gonna change or Jesus is gonna come out the sky and help your black ass. You are Jesus, you are Buddha, you are Allah, you are Jehovah, total ass in human form, motherfucker. Nothing ain't gonna help you but you. Stop that mentality that you got and be about that work and get busy and stay busy until you take over all of America and what needs to be taken over. And hold on, you know what? I'm gonna see if it's a shorter version of that video. Hold on. Black woman stop white woman from collecting money from GoSend. GoSend, what is it? GoSend Go? Something, whatever. Let me see if it comes up. But this is what we need to do, right? Stop making this shit hard, man. 'Cause, it makes me, it really fucking pissing me the fuck off that you niggas in America ain't serious about this shit. You just going along to get along with some dumb shit. Okay, so yeah, I don't see it. But she did a hell of a job in doing the research. Oh, here she is. So let me put that up.
How to do carnivore challenge to lose 40 pounds in 4 weeks by June.
Most people quit their weight loss journey.
There is a
So,
funding
so we're gonna run this.
Discover a simple yet brilliant hack to cool your
So
home
we're gonna
in
run
just
this
30
one,
seconds.
and then I'll be
It
right
is
back.
about to change the way Americans keep.
Did you call the child a N-word? Did you call him a child? Did you call the child a N-word? It is my business. Call him a N-word. Okay, why don't you
You
have
see
the
that?
say it right
What,
now?
these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. They're like little kids,
All right,
5-year-olds and grown ass men and women's body. And you gotta treat them like a child. There's children.
That little kid, you call him a N-word? The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here? He took my son's stuff. So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word. That's what you're gonna call him. You know that's a hate speech, and you can be recorded for that. Huh. Okay, we'll see about that with it.
And to be honest, that's an anti-Semitic slur. We the real Jews, and as soon as we can get up on that, it's over with.
The kid she's going after has autism. He doesn't behave in a neurotypical way. And even if he didn't have autism, nothing he could have done would justify her calling him slurs and pursuing him physically, which is what she says she was doing before this guy intervened. He said after he stopped recording, she sat down, hurled more slurs, told him and his wife that they should leave the country, and then got on the phone and acted like she was calling someone to come down there and handle things. Fortunately, no one came, and eventually she packed up her child and left. But this woman is a danger to children. She doesn't need to be on a playground or around other kids. And she has at least one child of her own, which is also concerning.
Shiloh Hendricks, the woman who we have all seen, we all know who she is by now, has raised over $773,000 off of Give, Set, and Go for calling a black child the N-word. One person is trying to bring all of those funds to a halt.
I've been thinking, I've been strategizing, I've been doing a little sleuthing, right? So what I thought about as a business owner, what do I want to hit? Do I want to hit her or do I want to hit the money? So I thought about that. So I started searching and trying to figure out how can I find this funding source. I'm a business owner, I own a retail store, so I know there is a funding source. There's a pipeline somewhere, right? Give, Send, Go is the platform she uses, but they are not the bank. So I thought, like, we got to find a bank. And most banks are not going to want to be attached to something like that, right? Like, most banks, especially payment processors, they will cut that off with any type of doubt or controversy. They'll usually just cut it off, right? So what I did, I used to be a web developer. So I know how to code and I know how to read code. So I went and I broke down the code on Give, Send, Go's checkout page line for line, and there were keywords I wanted to look for, right? So I looked for the keywords and I started looking through the keywords and I found the keyword Block Inc., right? That's familiar, right? Block Inc. is the parent company of Square.
So I went and I did my researching, and it turns out, yeah, that's their payment processor.
That is Keandria Damone, an activist and entrepreneur who is based in Atlanta, Georgia. Like a lot of us, she was disgusted with what she saw, and she wants to take action.
So I'm going to attach, and I'm going to share ways we can contact both Block Inc. and Square. So we want to hit both of them so they can't ignore us, right? But there is a process to report stuff like that, and I don't know if they just didn't think we'd find it out, but yes, we found it out. So I'm going to share how y'all can report. Stop reporting to Give, Send, Go. They don't give a. They supported Kyle Rittenhouse, the January 6th rioters. That is literally what they do. That platform thrives off hate. So we don't want to hit them. We want to hit the money. And see, Give, Send, Go is a for-profit company, and they pretty much can do what they want to do. But when it comes to banking and payment processing in this country, we do actually have laws and regulations surrounding that. So any type of bank or payment processor has to have a clear-cut policy that prevents them from funding hateful things like that. So yes, Block and Square both have policies that prohibit the use of their platform for glorifying or amplifying or profiting off of harassment, illegal activities, racism, and yes, hate speech. So she has violated their policy by even having that campaign.
To tell the Rio, quote, I was initially looking for things that were red flags as far as their compliance as a company. I started thinking, like, this isn't going to be enough because they're just going to fix it and they're going to keep operating. Meanwhile, the founder of Give, Send, Go, or Shiloh Hendricks, launched her donation page.
No, so let's just clarify some of the facts. So one, we don't know the age of the. Well, I'm just going to clarify some of the facts. We don't know the age of this child, so that's in contestant rate number one. The boy was rummaging through her belongings, which caused the backlash. So it wasn't like she unprovoked just stepped into a situation and called a young boy a term. It was because this boy, who some people say is as old as 10 years old, was actually stealing from her. And she said, no, that doesn't excuse, I don't condone calling people racial epithets and bad names at all. But there is a place for, I mean, there was GoFundMe allowed a campaign for the boy and his family, and it raised $350,000. So is that condoning thievery or stealing? I don't see the outrage against GoFundMe.
Well, his name is Jacob Wells, and he deserves all the criticism in the world.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this real quick because I've seen this floating around too. And first of all, a lot of y'all are just way too easily influenced, bro. Like, just because this man got up there and said he wanted or he was going to do something, first of all, it's the CEO, not the CFO. That's two different things. But the CEO is not an end-all, be-all for a company. That's one. This man has decision-making power in a lot of aspects, but he's not the end-all, be-all for that company. He's not God in the company. This man has an entire board of people he has to answer to. So when it's a problem of this size affecting a company, that's not something the CEO can single-handedly even make a decision about. But outside of that, why, like, y'all can stop sending me.
Hold on.
Videos. Y'all can stop sending me links. Y'all can stop even commenting it. I'm seeing his beanhead get up there and say he supported her, but we knew that. We knew they were going to support her. We knew Give, Send, Go was backing her fully and refused to take down that campaign. In fact, Give, Send, Go supporting her was the entire reason I found another solution. So y'all are not saying anything that is new at this point. We shouldn't be shocked by that. But this man can get up there and he can say he want to give her $10 million. All I give a damn. The fact remains that this man single-handedly is not the bank. Now, unless he gonna give her a meal out his pocket, I can't stop him from doing that. But as far as collecting funds in a fundraiser online, a payment processor, a third party is responsible for that. That decision does not lie with him. It lies with a third-party payment processor. And that third-party payment processor has a very clear-cut policy.
He's also, not much of a surprise here, a total hypocrite. So, the Grio has more. The 33-year-old as in Keandria, is a social media disruptor, and she has launched an effort to prevent Shiloh Hendricks from receiving any of the Give, Send, Go money, which has netted, they say, $600,000. It's over $773. By directing her nearly 50,000 followers and all who want to help to put pressure on the fundraising platform and payment processor by making complaints, she hopes to hold them accountable for profiting off of hate. And that is a message that I can get behind. A quick clarification, as Damone outlined in a message later on, it is Stripe, not Square. Stripe's policies prohibit the use of their services for activities that promote hate or violence, which could be applicable in this case. Here's the thing, though. Keandria has received a lot of messages.
Miss Darlene, sister girl, are you new to the internet? What in the f are you talking about?
And has now been making the rounds when it comes to various media platforms.
She hurled this racial slur at a child and she was filmed, but instead of taking any accountability, she not only played the victim and doubled down, she posted a crowdfunding link and she started collecting donations for this. As far as I know now, it's at $750,000. We are trying to freeze specifically Shiloh's payment that was processed through Block Inc. Square. I'm kind of a troll and I'm really great at it. To be fair, I will only drag racist people and abusers. Any sort of scandal, any sort of devastation, especially in this country, there's always a rich white man at the top with his hand in the pot. Looking at like bigger picture, because I want this to be something that is impacting us long term. I want this to be a way of thinking as we're moving forward, regardless of the outcome. It wasn't even just about the money, because it is wrong that they're profiting off of harm. So many people are just sick of these companies profiting off of harm. But it was also about accountability. Somebody has to be held accountable.
She would tell the black press, quote, "This is not a situation where I just want to cyberbully Shiloh Hendricks and have people talking about her bad dye job. I want to actually get in this situation and make a difference." They'd write, Keandria is calling on the public to keep the pressure on by filing complaints directly, and if they've been affected by similar services, with the CFPB or FTC. Quote, "We need that paper trail," she would emphasize. So, closing, follow her, support her work, and if you can, join in without using hateful language and targeting Shiloh's case. It should be Give, Send, Go. It should be the payment processor. And we need to have a direct tunnel vision on how to operate on this, because what we're going after is not only her conduct, of course, which is gross and kicking, but it's that she should not been on it. So let's keep our eye on the ball here. If you can and are willing.
All right, so here we go. I love that sister, man. She's about that work. And seriously, in America, you niggas need to get off your ass and get busy. Enough with the bullshit, enough with the this, that, and the other. No, get busy and stomp the shit out of white folks. They're playing games, they're playing mind games. It's a weak ass mind game. All you gotta do is just pull back the curtain and bitch slap the shit out of them. And they're gonna say, "I'm sorry, daddy. I'm sorry, mom." That's it. So let's go on and knock these on out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll be right back.
Returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my team subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. What do you think? I think it's good we start with this question that you your opinion the other section. Okay, what do you think about Ibrahim Traoré being the president of the whole of Africa? Do you think it's possible? Would you like it? Would you like it? Personally, answer for yourself, not for anybody else, just for yourself. About Ibrahim Traoré being the president of Africa. There was some information I brought here. After the African Union chairperson election was done, and it was taken to Djibouti, and we know Djibouti is like in the hold. France is holding Djibouti in their palm like this, and for the president of African Union Commission to be from Djibouti, it's like we lost the battle, and we had that discussion here. And around that time, there was something that was gradually coming to light, and that was the United Nations of Africa. I brought in some of the draft of the information here. I brought it here for us to have a deliberation about. I asked you that time what you think about the United Nations of Africa. So it's coming to light now. It's becoming something now, and Captain Ibrahim Traoré is elected as president of the United Nations of Africa, and it depends on us as well for this to come to light. If you want that to happen, what you do is to share these videos to your friends and family, share this information out, and then you can just leave a comment. I want Ibrahim Traoré to be the president of the United Nations of Africa. And of course, this is how awareness will be created around the continent and in the diaspora as well. Now, a lot happened recently in Africa. A lot is going on even as we speak, about how the Sahel broke out or broke themselves off imperialism, colonialism, and whatever word you want to use for it. It was not an easy move at all. It was not an easy step. These military men who were in charge of this breakthrough, this wind of change, went through a lot to, successfully throw out the puppet leaders and taking over the leadership system of their nation. Why do you think that General Tiani took over from the democratic leader? Why do you think that Captain Ibrahim Traoré took over from the present, the then military leader that was a puppet? Why do you think that General Goita also took over leadership? It is because they saw that if they do not take any drastic decision or make any drastic decision, there is nothing that will change in their nations. So they were ready to give up their life, because coup d'etat is when you are caught, you are unalive. What if they were not successful in those coups? They would have been dead by now. So they gave up their life for the liberation of their people.
A simple thumb trick discovered by NASA scientists could be the key to reversing memory decline. Here's how it works. You've probably heard that as you age, your memory is bound to fade. Forgetting where you put your keys, struggling to recall names, and losing track of conversations, it's just something you have to accept, right? But what if I told you that's simply not true? What if I told you that a simple 10-second daily ritual could help sharpen your memory, restore crystal clear thinking, and protect your brain?
Your Majesty, they gave up their life for the liberation of their people. And after they took over, a lot happened in the Sahel. A lot of change happened. They became enemies to a lot of people and became friends to lots and lots and lots of people. After they took over, when the wind of change started and spread out, something that had never happened in Africa happened. And what was that? The mindset of the youth began to change. They begin to realize that all this while, our resources were being used to enrich other people across the waters. Information came out there. The secret was exposed. You say Africa is poor, Africa does not have anything, but you are living off Africa's riches, Africa's resources. It is because you are taking it away. That is why we cannot develop. This information was out there for a lot of people who really want to get to this information. There are still people who don't want to get to this information. That's the fact. So this is exactly what happened. And now, things keep happening. After Ibrahim took over in 2022, there have been lots of assassination on his life. And I keep telling you, Ibrahim is not the one, it's not alone. We have General Tiani and General
Hold on, hold
Boucha
on.
as well, the
Sorry about that.
Mali and Niger respectively. They are doing the same work that Burkina Faso Ibrahim is doing. Development, infrastructure, economic growing is happening in the 3 Sahel nations. But the reason why Ibrahim on is pronounced is because Ibrahim, 1, is the youngest of these 3. And 2, he's a spokesperson of this alliance of Sahel states. He's the one that comes out to talk. General Boita does not talk like that, even though he is the one in charge of because the wind of change has started in Mali. But they agreed unanimously to make Ibrahim Traore the spokesperson. He is more closer to the youth. He will understand the mind of the youth more. And it worked. Ibrahim captured the mind of the youth. And that is why we can now boast now in Africa and say that Africa is gradually uniting through Ibrahim Traore, through the 3 Sahel leaders. African youths are uniting. And this is exactly what they don't want. And that is why they keep trying to separate us. The moment they see that African youths are beginning to put their mind into something serious, they begin to say, oh, we have scholarship. We are giving scholarship to African. They have poor people in their countries. There are a lot of poor people in Europe and America. They will not give their people scholarship. They will come to Africa and take out the young minds in Africa. And because we are stupid as Africans, we will be happy, jumping. We are going to America. We are so happy. Hey, we are going to France, or we are going to Canada. Not knowing that there is a plan. They don't want you to stay, unite, and do something. They pack you out there and they control you more. And that's why a lot of Africans are in Europe and America who want to return to Africa, but they can't come back. That's the truth. If they really want to tell you the truth, they can't return. Why? Because the system has made them not to be able to return.
Hold on.
¿Quieres emprender? Empieza con una buena dirección.
There's a lot of things that they are, when their salary comes, goes toward the credits. Before you know, there's nothing they are having anymore. They have to sit and work for the next month. When the next month money comes, the same thing. So, why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because we have to acknowledge that something happened in Africa. Something changed. And it's because of these 3 men in the Sahel, these 3 leaders in the Sahel, that those things changed. And that is why Africans are coming together now. We are saying, African Union have failed. African Union has failed. And that's why during the election, it's all its politics. People are bringing those that they know to become chairperson. Puppets everywhere. Puppets everywhere. So let's listen to this information and we take it off from there.
This is a message from the United Nations of Africa, the UNA. Fellow Africans, after a thorough assessment of the achievement of all serving African presidents, the Board of Assessors met in Pretoria, South Africa, and have unanimously voted Captain Ibrahim Traore, the President of Burkina Faso, as the first President of the United Nations of Africa for a period of 5 years before the next election. The good people of Africa, fellow Africans, you are hereby requested to confirm this election by commenting yes at the comment section and also to press the like button. This exercise will last for a period of 1 week, after which Captain Ibrahim Traore will officially be declared the first President of the United Nations of Africa. Long live the good people of Africa. Long live the United Nations of Africa. Amandla.
Think about the Sahel region. One of the poorest.
Now listen to this Neanderthal tail-growing heifer whore.
Yes, yet fastest growing demographically.
The succession of military coups will make the region more unstable for years ahead. Russia is both influencing and benefiting from the crisis, and the region has become fertile ground to the rise of terrorism. This is of direct concern for Europe, for our security and our prosperity. So we need to show the same unity of purpose towards Africa as we have shown towards Ukraine. This is a must. We need to focus on cooperation with legitimate governments and regional organizations. We need to develop a mutually beneficial partnership which focuses on common issues for Europe and Africa. And this is why, together with HRVP Borrell, we will work on a new strategic approach to take forward at the next EU-AU summit.
Before the coup d'etat in Niger, Niger was classified as one of the 3 poorest countries in the world. Today, Niger has a new classification. It's the fastest growing economy in the world. Are you telling me that we should change that? Look at the giant strides that Burkina Faso has made. The huge increase in its gross domestic product. It's taking over its growth and natural resources and so on. So if there are any countries which need to learn something, it is not that Sahel states which need to learn from this moribund neo-colonial, governments in West Africa who are pursuing the neoliberal path. It is rather these countries which have to learn from the alliance of Sahel states, to ask how these states are making these huge strides in their development efforts and to copy from that. So I think that we have to place things within the proper context and stop this arrogant behavior of thinking that they are wrong. Some small boys are taking power and that we can convince them to rejoin ECOWAS. Rejoin ECOWAS for what? If I were in leadership in any of these 3 countries, one of the cardinal demands should have been the dismantling of Western military institutions and establishments in the other ECOWAS countries, because they constitute a threat to their development. And if you are not able, so far, the Mahama decision has not given any indication that it is worried about U.S. military presence in Ghana. It has not given any indication that it will not accede to the demand to establish NATO drone bases in Ghana. So these are the key issues. If you want to be one, if you want to unite with the Sahel states and so on, show that you want an African-driven, a West African-driven, approach to foreign policy. Show that you are opposed to the subversion of your Sahel states.
Since that was a short information, like I said, you share this information to your friends and families, and deep within your hearts, I asked the question from the beginning: do you want Ibrahim Traoré to be the president of the United Nations of Africa? That is what we want. That is what we aspired for. I'm saying we aspired for because this was the kind of leader that we wanted. In African countries, and now we have one, and that is why it's an honor to us as a people to have Ibrahim Traoré as the first president of the United Nations of Africa. And if that happens, then our dream is gradually coming to pass, because it means that we would be successful as the African people, okay? Working as Pan-Africans to see that Africa unites in any way. Our unity is their downfall. They are scared of our coming together. And for us to unite, the youth have to wake up. And that is why they do everything to keep the youth asleep. So the more the youth are sleeping, focusing on different entertainments, football, entertainment, and other things that will not even be of interest to the youth, the more they are succeeding in their plans. But right now, Ibrahim Traoré had forced the youth to wake up. The youths are up. Your Majesties, the youths are up, and not just up, they are ready to give their life even for the restoration of the dignity of the African people. That's the information. Felt like sharing this with you. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section.
All right. I just seen this one. I'm not going to play it, but it said the BBC and African youth fight dirty. Traore took out over 1,000 terrorists from the comfort of his office. I've also heard that he killed personally 150 and arrested 500 internal and external enemies. It's over, you guys. It's over. So let me get this on out of here, and we'll be coming to a close. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not gonna play. You already know what that one. I'm not gonna play one. This one. Let me see. Wow, 38 minutes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm getting tired. I didn't really sleep that much last night, man. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and then go back to sleep until about 4:30, quarter to 5. So what I'm gonna do? But this one is about the two Klansmen showing up. I'm gonna play it for a little bit and then put the video in the comments, so that way, if you want to look at it, you can. So let's play it for a little while.
News today. I woke up this morning and got on Twitter and I heard that two Klansmen tried to run up in somebody's neighborhood and got their knocked off. Oh man!
So you telling me the KK came to model in Atlanta? You telling me the KK came to model ATLANTAGA? That's where I stay.
We have two Caucasian males who went to the hoods in Atlanta with their white hooded sheets on, the triple K kind, and got unalived. You see, we know they're racist. We know they're in their homes who look black and they're being racist and pathetic. We know. But when you come into the hood with YNs, you don't know what YN is, and this is not for you to know.
Do not let Trump white folk. In law enforcement, it don't matter what job you hold. I don't care where you live in this United States. Do not let Trump get you sent to the morgue. You understand? Listen to me. I need you not to let this fool gas you up to the point to where you're going to act how you feel. You're going to act out how you feel. White folks, don't be baited. Don't be fucking stupid, okay? There are going to be a lot of you that get on this video and going to take what I said out of context, which is fine. This is what you do. I won't be baited by any of you. If you continue to fuck us, i.e. the unprovoked attacks, the unprovoked aggression, the unprovoked murder, the unprovoked everything, you will be without sanctuary. Black folks, go by the book.
Two Klansmen finally got what they deserve. Every single last one of them that walked the face of this earth will get what's coming to them very soon. But I love to hear if they decided to walk inside of DeKalb County with their white hoods on, thinking they was going to spook some black folks. I wanted the rest of y'all try to go ahead. Your buddies is just the sacrificial lambs. I think the rest of y'all might succeed, you know?
Hey, my people. Chrissy here once again. Welcome back.
That's all I want to play. I want to put the video in the comments so that way you guys can check it out. But that shit is hilarious. You know, white folks is stupid, man. Don't even consider them to be on your level. They way below us. And they know they can't compete with us. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't even sweat that shit. You feel me? So we're down to our last three. So I'll be right back when in a minute I'll be doing my closing comment.
Your Majesties. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well. And you're loving yourself and all this like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you my team subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So today, I want to talk about this whole human trafficking going on in the motherland. Okay, and the connection of the European Union. You know, a lot is going on the Mediterranean. A lot is going on with people who are trying to go get a better life in Europe, okay, who are traveling through water to leave the so-called frustrated continents. And who told you your continent is frustrated? Or who orchestrated the destruction of your continent? The same people that you are running to. Anyway, that's a talk for another day, because I don't see a reason why you will leave Africa to Europe because you think Europe is better than Africa. Now, why can't we put our heads together to work out and go to the source of all this problem and solve it? I can understand, okay, especially most of the countries around the north that are having issues like Sudan and other places. I know a lot of them want to leave because their life is at their life is at stake. But there are other places that these people can go to. Why must it be that they have to cross these waters and go to Europe? And a lot is going on these waters that our mainstream media, even the ones in the continent, are not saying about it, saying anything about it. I've seen contents like this, I've seen clips like this for some time now. It's just I don't want to say anything. But when I saw this one, I'm like, it's like this is just telling me to say something. A whole business is going on the Mediterranean. Okay? A whole business is going on those waters. They use the life of our people as commodity, buying and selling our people on those waters. These same people that our people are running to for help, are running to go have a better life or to go to be safe, are the same people that are putting our people's life in danger. So a girl came up, and most of these videos I see are females because they are the ones that mostly they sell into Europe for prostitution. They sell them to some of these so-called businessmen and women in Europe who have a lot of money. This most of the time they do some of these dirty businesses. They sell these girls there and they use them for prostitution. They smuggle them in, use for prostitution and some other things, abominable things that you can think of, Your Majesties. So I want to take your mind to, there was a video I brought here, I think that was about a year ago or so, that it was talking about some dark side of Europe and America, what they really do to African women, how most of the countries have tunnels. Okay, from Europe to Africa, there are tunnels underground, these countries. From America to Africa, there are tunnels on the ground where they smuggle our women, our girls, our children through. They use them for rituals, use them for prostitution, use their parts for other things. Okay, that video was so graphic. I don't know, maybe I'm going to leave the link of that video somewhere because a lady came out and she was sharing her ordeal about what is going on under the earth. We are all seated having our daily lives thinking that nothing else happened, but a lot of things are going on in these tunnels that most of us are living on. We are all just know that something is happening under there. She shared her ordeal and it had a connection to some of these top government officials that most of us respect. And it's quite unfortunate, Your Majesties. Why did I get interested into things like that? Because they are melanated people, they are my queens. And I felt obligated to voice out. I want us to listen to this. Let's listen to her and we'll analyze some of the things that she said from her videos.
Turn your love of matcha muffins into money. Start selling your
This is Saron. I have a very important message to whoever is watching this video, and please share it so it can reach to everybody. European Union is paying millions to the Libyan Coast Guards. The Libyan Coast Guards are human traffickers. They're the ones who put me on a boat and 100 others that were with me on the boat. They took us all the way into the sea and they told us which way Italy was. At some point, we were stopped, when we're traveling. It was like the sun was out and we'd been on the sea for a few hours. And the Libyan Coast Guards came and they asked us where we were going. And then they told us we were going the wrong way and Italy is this way. These are the same people that are receiving millions from European Union. They are responsible for the human trafficking. They're involved in R-wording boys and girls. They're shooting black people and throwing them to the sea. They're shooting them on, wherever they have them and burying them in the desert. These are the same people they're getting millions. We're literally funding them. Where do you think your tax money is going? And do you seriously think they have control? No. The refugees are still coming in, just with so much trauma. Way worse. It's hard for them. There's one boat for $1,000. It's a plastic one. There's a second boat, which costs $2,000. One gets in, one they arrest. And then there's a third boat, and it costs $3,000. And that one is guaranteed. It goes once a month, and you get in. The only reason it's not on the news is because they're coming in small numbers. So they can't even control their borders. I'm not saying bring them here, but I'm saying we need to get them help, like emergency help. But Saron, we don't want to have refugees in Europe. I get you. I completely understand and get you. I'm not saying bring them, even though I wish we could. All I'm saying is, if the investigation needs to get going, I don't like them, but they need to get involved. The UNHCR, we're kicking them out. They're telling them to reach them on WhatsApp. And you can't even take a walk in Stockholm, in T-Centralen, without running into these people begging for money in uniform. Where's all that money going? Where is it going? Let me tell you, they're taking it to themselves. These refugees are not getting nothing. Nothing. The UN peacekeepers that are all over Africa, why don't they go to Libya? And you're going to say, oh, Saron, the Eritrean government, the Ethiopian government, no. Libya is a product of NATO and America, and they need to fix it themselves. I don't care if they're going to go in and put the right power, whatever they have to do. Gaddafi already told you people that Libya was going to become a slave trade market for Africans, and they're going to come all the way to Europe. And guess what? It happened. It happened. All your money is going to waste. All your hard-earned money is going to the human traffickers. This is not something I'm pulling out of my ass and just saying it for the sake of talking. You can look it up, how much money they're receiving. They're not receiving it in crowns. They're receiving it in dollars and euros. What do you think they're doing with all that money? They're buying more guns, more weapons, doing whatever the hell they want. These people are sick in the head. Because even some of the Libyan citizens are not safe in their own country. Why?
Now you heard her right here. White folks are sick. They got tunnels, hundreds, if not thousands of miles, really thousands of miles of tunnels that are connecting every state where children are being abducted and killed and raped and sodomized. Biden's son has a map of the tunnels on his back. You can look this shit up. As a matter of fact, hold on. These people are sick, you guys. Sick. Here it is. And this motherfucker, they have no accountability, you guys. They have none. They have no soul. They have no heart. They have no nothing. Just pure fucking evil. So let me go on back and finish.
is nobody caring about what's going on in Libya. I am really pissed off at each and every single black person in the world because all of you talk about, oh, if I was alive during slavery, I would do this. Well, you're alive. Let me tell you, you're alive right now. People are getting hanged. They're hanging them on the street. Do you understand what I'm saying? People there don't know where their next meal is coming from. They're going to sleep starving. This has nothing to do with politics. I mean, it has everything to do with politics. But at the same time, when we are helping these people, we shouldn't care about politics or power or what president is doing, what leader. This is humanity, guys. This is humanity. We have so much distractions in the world. Like, I am Pan-African. I believe that African leaders, it's time to wake up. The African youth, wake up. Black people are being sold inside Africa right now.
Your Majesties, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, like she said. Gone are the days when people are forced into boats and they have to jump out to protect, to save their lives. But today, people are dying to get on those boats to live. Now, why are they in the situation they are in? There was something she said, I want to draw your minds to it. The situation of Libya today is a product of NATO and America. These are the so-called people that claim and tell you they are moving around the world to provide peace for people. They have succeeded in destroying Libya. Okay? The moment they took out Gaddafi, Libya never remained the same. Gaddafi had a dream. He had a plan. They knew it, that if they do not take this man out, he is going to destroy their own plans. He will be a pin on their neck. Okay? And they succeeded in turning his people against him, and they took out this man in cold blood. And Gaddafi never remained, Libya never remained the same. They gave a reason why Gaddafi was a bad leader. And I thought that Africans should have learned from past mistakes. The moment US and Europe and America begin to tell you to hate a leader, just know that that leader is a pin on their neck. Just know that that leader would never be a puppet to them. That's why they'll begin to send out propagandas. They almost tried that with Traore. Some of them, their media started taking out, oh, Traore is a tyrant. Oh, Traore is forcing things on his people. They just want to send out a negative name about Traore. The same thing that is to Gaddafi. But all thanks to the creator of our life, that his people also know him for who he is, and they never accepted that. If not, by now you'd have heard that they've taken out a Traore. You know, already they tried everything possible. Since it wasn't working, they started to use the media to send out propaganda about Traore. Why can't we fight for our motherland? What is the essence of running away? I am not in any way saying that the situation that the Libyans are in is a good situation. I'm not in any way trying to excuse the wrong that have been done to the Libyans. But what I'm trying to say is that these people will not be trafficked. If they haven't gone on those boats, if they haven't hopped on those boats, they wouldn't have been trafficked. And their situation is like that. They are in between two dilemmas, Your Majesties. If they remain in the countries, they will be killed out of the problems in the country. If they go out on the seas, they are not safe on the seas. In their motherland, they are not safe. Oh my goodness! I can't imagine what these people are going through. I can only say. But who are those who turned Libya into what it is today? The same people that we are running to for refuge. The same people we are turning to for safekeeping are the same people that turned Libya into the war zone that Libya is today. And all thanks to us that are ready to sell ourselves And that's what's going to take me to what the Libyan Coast Guards do. These are the same people that point, oh, go this way, oh, go that way. They just want to deliberately push you into the hands of those they've collected money for, to those they've sold you for. Why have we become what we are today as Africans? I want us to sit and think about the situations around the continent. And just realize that nothing good is coming from the West. Nothing good is coming from the West. Those of you that are collecting bribe and selling your brothers and sisters, you have to be careful. Because one day, when there's nobody for you to sell, they will carry you. In short, you will sell yourself. Because if you keep selling, and the next decade, nobody is there anymore to sell in Libya. Everybody have run away from Libya. You will sell yourself. If there's nobody for them to buy, they will come for you. This is for a fact. Why can't we just turn a new leaf, like just have a new heart, like repent from the things that we do that are evil? Protect our nations. I keep saying it. Africa is a mother. And woe betide you if you sell your mother for money. You deserve death.
You deserve death.
Okay? It's unfortunate because this is not the first. There are lots of them out there, mostly ladies, females who are crying out, making videos like this and drawing the attention of the world, of the African people. I'm not going to say the world because the world do not love us. They try to draw the attention of Africans and African leaders, even though they are puppets, but at least they should hear that something is going on. We, the masses, we have to start drawing attention as well to Libya. These people want to destroy our homeland. Like the same thing they've been doing in Libya is what they are doing in the Congo. They were starting that in the Sahel, trying to cause chaos in the Sahel. But things turned around. Just look at the Congo. They are involved. US, America, Israel are involved in the Congo. They are involved in what is happening in the Congo. And it's unfortunate that we are not seeing it for what we should. Like we are not understanding what is going on. I just hope that it won't be too late for us to realize that we are the only ones that got our backs. From the east, west, north, south of the continent of Africa, we are the only ones that got our backs. Nobody else does. Because at the end of it all, we'll be left alone. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality that we are being faced with by day. A lot of things go on that sea, on the Mediterranean, that it's not the mainstream media do not take to account. And why are they not taking it to account? Because they are directly involved in this thing that is going on. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section of Majesties, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others.
All right, we're getting close to the end here, but I really wanted to try to focus in on, if you haven't gotten it or caught the message, in unity. Hoover said the worst enemy to America is black unity. Unity, united we stand and take over. But if we stay divided, we stay in the same shithole. Just that. Just unite. Everything else falls into place. These white fucking wannabe devils can't stop us. We're stopping ourselves. Plain and fucking simple. We're the richest people in the world. The richest man in the world is worth a black guy, I think he's from Ghana. He's worth $1.5 trillion and growing. So you can imagine the number of billionaires who are going to be coming out of Africa now and more so in the future. Oh my God, man. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. So let me play these last two, and I'll be right back.
There is a spark in you that attracts divinity.
Kings and Queens, Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well and you are loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. The gods only go to humans worthy of them, the Ethiopians, the Africans, the melanated people. Now, the truth is that we don't know who we are. We don't know our worth as the melanated people, as Africans. And that is why we sell ourselves so cheaply. We betray each other so easily to the enemy who is not even up to us. Okay? Now, we don't know who we are. I keep saying this here on this platform. But they know who you are. You might not know who you are, but they are aware of who you are. Okay? And the reason why we are in the state that we are in today as the melanated people is because we don't know our worth. We don't know our importance. We don't know the connection we have to light creation, the existence of man on planet Earth. And that is why a lot of times you see a group of melanated people seated having a discussion, and the purpose of that discussion is to praise the white man for being the savior of the world. And without the white man, the world wouldn't have been the way it is today, with a lot of inventions. And I do not blame them most of the time, because I was also like that. There was a time in my life where I thought that the white man was the salvation of the world, because exactly that's what the mainstream media pushed to you. That's the narrative that is pushed to us under this very consciousness that we are in today. But the truth still remains that the role that the melanated man has in the whole of creation cannot be overemphasized. And these same people you praise and acknowledge everything to are aware. It's just the ones that really want to say the truth that come out to tell you that you have a significant role when it comes to the existence of man on planet Earth. I'm going to show you some, let's say, 30 seconds clip, which explains a whole lot of things, and then we have a discussion after that.
One of the things that has happened is that Greek and Roman mythology has somehow been disconnected, mainly in the 19th century by Europeans, and, to a certain extent whitewashed, right, taken away from its Mediterranean roots. And, half of the Mediterranean is Africa, right, and we forget that. And the Greeks had a very different attitude to Africa, and that was they saw Ethiopia, Egypt, Kush, Kerma as very ancient and very advanced cultures and civilizations. For example, in Book 1 of the Iliad, the gods are not on Olympus. They've actually gone to the only humans who they deign worthy of their company to dine with, and that is the Ethiopians.
Sorry about this, not to follow that up. I don't think actually we forget that half of the Mediterranean is African, but that is the narrative that the mainstream push out to you, that it is not African. And a lot of us grew up thinking that half of the Mediterranean, almost all of it, is not African. But the truth is that when you go back to ancient discoveries and researches, you discover that those parts were under the rulership of people who look like me and you, Your Majesties. Now, the fact that this statement was made.
For example, in Book 1 of the Iliad, the gods are not on Olympus. They've actually gone to the only humans who they deign worthy of their company to dine with, and that is the Ethiopians.
You see, so the gods actually went to the humans who are.
I don't want to cut it off, but you got to realize that Ethiopia is not a country. It was a descriptive term used for all of Africa and people of darker hue. Everybody on the planet is an Ethiopian. I might have it backwards, but Ethio and Pia. Ethio means black face, or Pia means face black. One of them, but it's the same thing. So if you want to make that clarification, it applied to all black people. Being an Ethiopian applied to all black people.
Worthy of
their company. Your Majesties, that's not word to word, but that is exactly what he's trying to say. The humans that the gods feel are actually worthy of their company are the ones that they are attracted to. Now, why do you think that the gods are attracted to melanated people? It's not right to the season, Your Majesty. We're just trying to clarify something here, okay? I keep telling you that there is a spark in you. As a melanated man, as a melanated woman, there is a spark in you that attracts divinity. Why do you think spirits are attracted to melanated people? Why do you think when we talk about everything in the spiritual world, it has a lot to do with the melanated people? Do not get it twisted, okay? All the races has something to do with the spirits, with their own divinity in their own way. But when it comes to the melanated people, it is always different. Why do you think that when it comes to most of these, there are rituals they do, sacrifices they do in order to have dominion, control, and everything, they always need something of the melanated person, they need the blood of the melanated person, they need something. One thing or the other, the hair of a melanated person, you get it. Why do you think they are after everything that is melanated? Because they know that even the gods are attracted to the melanated people. Because there is something in the melanated man and woman that attracts the divine. I have been telling you time without number that most of the times we don't value ourselves because we don't know who we are. Have you find time to discover yourself as a melanated person beyond what you look like? Have you find time to build your spiritual life beyond what organized religion has presented to you? Have you find time to go outside documents, informations that organized religion prepare for you? A lot of us are not ready. And that is why we look at ourselves like we are so inferior that there is nothing good that can come out of us. When you look at all the invention and technologies around the world, it has the doing, the knowledge, the intellect of a melanated man or woman. Everything invented and created was originally the idea of the melanated. The world took and then developed upon it. And most of the times, they took this original, developed upon it, and tried to erase the original. The world has always been unfair to the melanated people. And then you begin to ask, why are they like this? Why are they like? Because they know that there is something about you that attracts the spirit. There's something you have that they do not have. And out of envy, jealousy, anger, and everything, they really want to take that place which you are. That space, that's your space. They really want to occupy it. And so they do everything to make you look down on your abilities. They do everything to make you look down on yourself. You think that you're worth nothing or you amount to nothing. The more you do not know who you are, the more they are excelling in their theories. The more you look down on yourself, the more they are taking advantage of your lack of knowledge and ignorance to develop on you. So you are the pillar, you are down there, and they are on top of you developing. Why? Because you don't know. They tell you not to be ready to even explore your life. They tell you not to be ready to rediscover. The important thing that will help you ascend and reconnect to the source, they cut it off. And they tell you that one is evil. So you are looking at what is supposed to be good as evil, and you're looking at what is not good for you as a good thing. That is how we have been swayed from the right path. We have lost it, Your Majesties. We have lost it. There is another point here that I want you to listen to. Have a discussion about them.
And the Greeks had a very different attitude to Africa, and that was they saw Ethiopia, Egypt, Kush, Kerma as very ancient and very advanced cultures.
Man, that's what I got. If I had a gun, I'd shoot that motherfucker. God damn. Hold on, let me run that back a little bit.
Justice. We have lost it. There is another point here that I want you to listen to, have a discussion about that.
And the Greeks had a very different attitude to Africa, and that was they saw Ethiopia, Egypt, Kush, Kerma as very ancient and very advanced cultures and civilization.
The Greeks saw Ethiopia, Egypt, Nubia, the ancient Kemets, of course. The Greeks saw ancient Kemets, they saw Ethiopia. Mind you, the whole of the motherland was called Ethiopia at one time. So when we say Ethiopia, we might not necessarily mean just those group of people, Ethiopians, but a lot of a group of people in the African continent. So the Greeks saw the ancient Kemets, they saw Ethiopia, they saw Kush, Nubia as a very ancient and advanced culture. Greeks acknowledge this, that these cities that inhabited melanated origins, melanated lineages, are ancient and advanced, have ancient and advanced cultures. So it's not today. They are aware of this. That's why I told you that these people know exactly what they are doing. When they come up today, come up tomorrow and tell you that nobody was inhabiting Africa until when the missionaries came to start building hospitals. Remember that white South African who was sitting and having a day session, and he was seriously saying that black people are not the originals of the continent of Africa. Was that the thing? No, he said black people were not the original inhabitants of South Africa, okay? That the San people are not black, they are something else. And then he claimed that it was when missionaries, when they say missionaries, obviously, you know, Europeans, that's what they mean, their time. It was when their ancestors started coming to build hospitals that people started occupying Africa. That is what he said. But the Greeks themselves, who are also seen as people who are ancient, are aware those times, those ancient times, that the Ethiopians, the ancient Kemites, Nubia, have been an advanced civilization, and they have advanced cultures. Okay? And why do you think that they are aware of an existing culture and civilization in Egypt, Ethiopia, ancient Nubia, and the rest of them? Why do you think? Because this is the origin of a lot of things, and most of us do not really want to accept this fact. We come up with some theories proposed by some people just to distort history, and of course they have a plan: distort history, confuse everybody, turn your mind from the original thing, and as you're busy trying to figure yourself out, they have gone ahead of you, and that is the kind of situation that we are in here. So this clip is so short, but it carried a whole lot of things that you can ponder, and you can even go back and rewatch this clip, and maybe you have some understanding for yourself that you do not just come today. The ancestors that were involved in your existence, because you do not fly from the sky, it takes a number of your ancestors from your lineage for you to come to life today. So those your ancestors were not just people who are recent, they are people who are ancient, and they have their roots connected to the source, the creator of life. And again, to remind you that the spirits are more connected to the melanated, the gods are connected to the melanated, because they know that these are the people that have the source, that have that thing that spark us. And that is why we tell you that everything about the melanated is divine. And that's why I tell you that the reason why they decided to adopt religion is because they know that religion is going to be the best thing that is going to tie these people that are so powerful. It is religion that will be the best thing for us to use in manipulating them, because these are the people that are connected to these gods, to these divinities, to this source. of all life. So whenever we say this is about the source of life, of course they're going to be attracted to it, and it will be easy for us to manipulate them. And that was exactly what was done, and it's still happening today. And if you have not opened your eyes to see the truth and the realities that is before your face, Your Majesty, you still need a lot of work. And I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.
All right, we are down to the last one. Yeah, my family just got back home. But anyway, we're down to the last one. And this is critical. You must know your history. You must know from which you come. And these white demons in human skin have stolen our heritage, our culture, our language, our everything. And turned around and told us we ain't shit. Ain't that a motherfucking... Ain't that some shit? So let's get at it and we'll be right back.
Years of the 15th century, 1496 to be exact, beneath the vast azure expanse of the Portuguese skies, a somber decree was unfurled, casting a pall over a people who had dwelled in Iberia's embrace for centuries. King Manuel I, with his heart swayed by the iron decree of Spain and the steely gaze of the Catholic Church, unfurled an edict of heartache and diaspora upon the Jews. These artisans of word and craft, these merchants of mystery and lore, were beckoned to forsake their faith or depart from the lands that cradled their history. Here in this land of ancient beauty and burgeoning exploration, new sails of tragedy billowed, unfurled by winds of sorrow and persecution. Gone were the days when Hebrew prayers would rise like whispers from the cobblestones, replaced now by a chorus of heartbreak, as walls once pulsating with life echoed the cries of families torn asunder. The edict snared the youngest, their innocence a stark contrast to the cruel hands that wrested them from mothers' arms. Nearly 2,000 children became pawns in a fanatical gambit, as they were dispatched to Sao Tome's distant shores, a place that held no memory for them, only the specter of uncertain tomorrows. Onward they ventured, these children of faith, across leagues of cerulean mystery, toward Sao Tome's emerald embrace in the heart of the Atlantic. This unspoiled Eden awaited them with both a promise and a peril. Virgin lands soon to be shadowed by strands of exploitation and forced conversion. Little did these youthful sojourners know that they would tread upon a history yet untold, their footsteps marking the sands of change forevermore. Under Sao Tome's sun, amidst rows upon rows of sugarcane's green spires, toiled those young Judean captives, sweat and tears commingling with the earth beneath them. This newfound corner of creation bore witness to their unwilling role in cultivating wealth from sugarcane's bitter bones, wealth that sweetened far-off lands but never dissolved the bitterness within their own hearts. By nightfall's tender grace, beneath oppressive colonial zeal, enduring embers of ancient rights stirred in secret within cloisters of dense foliage. Clinging to the fragile fringes of their identity, these valiant offspring whispered old prayers and shared hushed stories, a clandestine clutching at the faith that had been slated for extinction. As sweetness reaped from Sao Tome's soil spread across markets and minds alike, its strategic position at crossroads of churning wind and sea surged in prominence. This unsuspecting islet was soon to cast long shadows upon the unfolding drama of burgeoning empires, its rise to an unwitting fulcrum, teeing upon precipice, the gravity of which would draw taut the lines connecting to an even darker chapter. Beneath the iron fist of imposed dogma, the ember of heritage refused to be extinguished. As years unfurled into centuries, the expelled progeny of Judea breathed life into bygone customs beneath Sao Tome's tropical canvas.
In hushed tones, they invoked the names of their forebears, Moses, Abraham, with a fervor undimmed by the passage of time. The Sabbath's sacred flame flickered clandestinely, its glow unseen yet unyielding, as the ancestors' whispers coursed through the intertwined roots of faith and survival. The relentless march of time weathered the Jewish customs like cliffs against the sea. By the 1700s, what was once a clarion call became a muted echo. Identities were diffused into a broader fabric, their threads dying in the loom of assimilation.
Hold on.
I've often been asked the question, what's the most important thing a trader needs to do?
São Tomé's society, vestigial yet vapid of its origins, bore scant trace of the Judaic lineage. Yet somewhere in the kaleidoscope of faces, obscured stories yearned to be told. As São Tomé burgeoned into an artery of the burgeoning slave trade, its turquoise waters became stained with the blood and tears of those enchained. Ships bore human pain as cargo, turning the island into a crucible where souls were bartered for gold. This dark trade sullied the land that once offered refuge, now irrevocably entangled in the sinew of empires built on human suffering. Haunting questions dangled in history's silent chambers. Might the descendants of Jewish children have been thrust yet again into the tormented tapestry of diaspora? Is it plausible that veins flowing through African Americans today carry whispers of a Hebrew past mixed in with the multitudes wrenched from Africa's embrace? In scrutinizing history's weave for evidence, we glimpse only shadows and outlines where full truths might have resided, an unsettling quietude where written records fail to confirm our surmises about these Jews in exile. Yet in this silence, the absence of evidence may deceive. Countless narratives rest just beneath the surface, awaiting discovery. Through relentless dedication to unravel these tangled threads, we stake a candle in history's obscure grottos. Like tributaries joining a great river, we witness a confluence at international fora, where historians and cultures converge to shed light upon dark corners of our collective past, elevating acknowledgement over oblivion and paying homage through recognition and respect. As the tapestry of time unravels, it reveals silent strings that bind the descendants of African American heritage to the Sephardic children of history's cruel hand. Here we are, centuries apart, yet possibly entwined by the bloodlines that course beneath our skin, descendants of a legacy scribed in suffering and endurance. Could the strands of human experience, spun by trials of exodus, faith, and fortitude, weave together the narratives of African American resilience with Sephardic historical echoes? Stretched over the loom of adversity, tales intertwine, a shared fabric of cultural identity for those who courageously face the tides of fate. Here we stand in the arc of survival, a spectrum spanning continents and centuries. It's a tale of nations carved by iron wills and softened by shared humanity. This pantheon of strength celebrates survival and solidarity among seemingly disparate groups, united by common struggles and victories. Sweeping across West Africa's canopy of culture lie hidden relics, echoes of the past, displayed in daily customs, family names, and enduring traditions. Could these be the unvoiced keepsakes of those original Jewish refugees? Odyssey to São Tomé? This sequence beckons us to explore these lingering questions, with each uncovering by relentless seekers of truth, dedicated historians, genealogists, and scholars. Long-lost narratives re-emerge from the recesses of oblivion. As they unveil newfound truths, they stoke the fires of memory, reviving names that once drifted untethered through time. In every heart's chamber echoes the solemn drumbeat of hope, for restoration, for reconciliation, for a Zion reached at last. This is the point towards which all stories bend, where the losses are remembered, the courage honored, and all our disparate tales entwine into one universal chronicle of humanity's enduring spirit, hinting at the powerful premise that African Americans are uniquely descended from varied lineages, including the solemn saga of the Jews of Sao Tome, as well as other Jewish settlements in West Africa, unearthing an epic story carved from oppression's ivory, but echoing with the resilience and spirit that continues to inform our enduring legacy. If you enjoyed this video and gained any value from it, please like this video.
All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to close it out with my final comment, but I wanted to go through this in order to, I hope it's here, because I did it before and it showed up. So let me just go through this, and you'll be able to see like the fires in Israel, decapitation of Elaine Vicks, and a lot of Palestinian children are being decapitated. Let's see. There's a lot of shit going on in China with the inundation, earthquakes, unemployment. It's just some ratchet shit going on in China. And this fool, I don't know why he would ever allow these motherfuckers to get on his nerve and make him step up out of his everything of common sense and just go at their fucking throat. I just don't understand them. I hope it's here, you guys. Here, China arrived in Gaza. Okay, but there's some hellified things going on in China. I'm hoping it's here, you guys. Okay, hell broke out in Israel. You see that? I'm just going to take another 2 minutes just to try to go and let you guys see this. I think, don't quote me on it, but I think in Ohio and other places, all hell is breaking out with Mother Nature. Let me see. Okay. I don't see it, guys. I was hoping that on another one, it was all there. But anyways, there's a lot going on. Let me close it out and go back and close out my final statement here. Oh, okay. There's a lot that is going on in this world that is prophetic. And that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about next Saturday outside of or within the domain of the NOI, the Nation of Islam, and what's going on in the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and the king over there, Salman, his dumbass. But outside of that, guys, I'm going to close it out. But what I really want to say is that history determines what you see, what you feel, how you walk, how you talk. All of that. It's so very important that if you don't know, you're gonna fall for the okie doke. That's what brother. That's what Lady Boulay was saying. These motherfuckers lie. And if you don't know how to combat that, then you're gonna be the sucker and not them. Just like Mark Lamont Hill on the show with Piers Morgan and letting this white funky bitch saying what the hell she want to say when she want to say it, how she want to say it, which is fine. But you come out blasting with that bitch. You know, you can't allow these motherfuckers to do what they want to do when they want to do it, how they want it, and say I'm white and I say so. That shit don't work. It never did. Because these motherfuckers are lying. They're liars. They're criminals by birth in their blood. And I wish for God, Piers Morgan, all these bitch ass motherfuckers would ever call me on this show, but they're not. Man, my shit is too hot, man. You know what I mean? My book, which is called The White Man's Burden of Lies and Deceit. Hold on. I would suggest that people of White Man's Burden of Lies and Deceit, that you buy the book. It's the first book. It's like 1,000 pages. The other book, book 2 is about 700 pages, a little bit over. I'm working on book 3, which is going to be the end all, but not the be all, or the be all, but not the end all. And hold on, let me bring this up. You can see this is book 1, The White Man's Burden of Lies. Excuse me, wow, of Lies and Deceit. Book 2, which explains, I will read it. WMB 2, Understanding White Supremacy, is a 2-year journey of a heartfelt mission to understanding what is white privilege and does, what is white privilege and does this system of white supremacy works and who created it. In WMB2, you will find all the answers to this question and, more importantly, every law enacted against people of color, whether it was Plessy versus Ferguson, which is unconstitutional. Anything that is unconstitutional is stinking to the high heavens of our Constitution and therefore is illegal. And other laws based off it were and are illegal and therefore lacking of any effect of law. This leads to the understanding of color of law and how such laws was enacted and brought into force and in effect against the native population in order to steal and kill the land and people without just cause, which makes the resolution of such deceit easily winnable in the U.S. Supreme Court. Isaiah and I, which is my better half, Bob, pray that the reader will walk away from the WMB series with a better understanding of the system of white supremacy, and more importantly, how to beat and dismantle it with a better system of justice for everyone. Now that's book 2. Let me see. And then book 1, White Man Burden of Lies and Deceit. And this is book 1. And I chose this picture because it showed white folks growing tails as long as a dog. These motherfuckers are not human. The first book deals with why do white people hate black people so much. That was the basic of the premise of the book. Because I have never seen anybody dealt with that at all, right? So The White Man's Burden of, or WMB, is a treatise on the truthful history and contribution to world civilization that had taken place over the last 5,000 years, in which I uncover and reveal not only the lies of white historical contributions, but adamantly replacing and recalling and retelling of the truthful history of the real civilizers and bringers of all civilization, the black man and woman. WMB sets out to dispel the myth of white superiority as a cover of the dismal mental state of delusional grandeur as a fraud and a real inferiority complex white people suffer from, and why they hate black people so much. In WMB, you'll find that the 1776 war was a lie, that America is still under British control. It's not now because the corporation, USA Corporation, is bankrupt. English Crown, that America isn't a country, that at all lands west of Appalachian were accrued illegally and therefore null and voided, that Jamestown and the 13 colonies were established by a black king, King James IV, and that the only slaves in America or USA were white, and that blacks were prisoners of war. I believe WMB will be a milestone in historical literature in the sense that it's there to be different in its approach and writing style of a two-person conversation, and the ability to take a complicated subject as history and make it an easy, fun, light reading. So sit back, relax, and enjoy WMB for what it is, and a historical ride into the past to explain who and why we are where we are in terms of so-called racial relations and how we can best defuse the situation before it explodes into a more potent force. So, with that being said, I really want to focus in on all of this and make it as plain and short as possible. Fuck all white folk. Just that goddamn simple. Fuck all white folks. They ain't no good. None of them motherfuckers. I just watched it a while ago, this afternoon, a cop stopping a black judge. Heck, had all kind of questions. That motherfucker ended up in her court and lost his goddamn job. Bitch. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm taking my black ass to bed, and I'm really tired of white folk. I don't give a fuck about them, not one. Them two little white fucking devils, I would have killed their asses right there. Point a gun at me, man, I'm killing you. Give a fuck how old. You could have been 3 months old. I fear for my life. Boom, 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 boom. I would have emptied out all my shit. So they lucky I wasn't there. But that's all of what need to be done, man. Them two motherfucking non-human motherfuckers in Atlanta putting on a KKK uniform and going to a black neighborhood. That's the wrong motherfucking deal, boy. That's the wrong motherfucking deal, boy. They got their asses up out of there. They was unalived by young niggas, YNs, in the hood. So, if all you motherfuckers, anybody that sees this video, you white, and you want to talk about that race war, bring it, motherfucker. We ready. We been ready, motherfucker. We ain't scared. You motherfucker die and bleed just as anybody else, but even more so because you don't know how to fight. You don't know how to fight. Scared motherfucker. Down to your fucking knees, bitches. Trembling. We ain't got nothing to lose. And we got everything to gain, bitch. So the next time you want to try to do something, bring it. Because I swear to God, man, over there with Traoré, y'all ain't doing shit. The UN ain't gonna come up in there and get bullets. Just ain't. And why that is? Because white folk is nothing but a bunch of bitch ass niggas. Punk ass bitches. Just that goddamn straight. I'm not hiding my feelings or emotions. I don't do that shit. I will cuss your ass out if it need to be done. If you need to be loved and appreciated by me because of what you said and what you did, I will show that. But all right, next week we're going to be covering the NOI, Nation of Islam, and whether or not all of what went down with Brother Malcolm X and Brother Muhammad Ali and several other characters that were and had a play in the hand of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, you name it. This is not coming from me, motherfucker. Don't get started with that bullshit. I'm only repeating what was said, and it is true. All right. Don't do that because you're gonna get your ass cussed out. All right. So next week is about NOI, the death of Malcolm X, who killed him, and my own personal thoughts about the children of Malcolm X. Those motherfuckers should have stayed in that bitch. Now they getting millions of dollars. Man, dude, man, these are the ones that had the goddamn gun, bitch. The stupid assholes, daughters of Malcolm X. What the fuck are you doing, man? That shit was stupid. Let them motherfuckers rot in jail. Now they getting millions of dollars. because nobody ain't thinking. There was no goddamn shotgun blast and beads coming out the goddamn shotgun. Those bullet holes in his chest, right in his fucking heart. 3 bullet holes. Because I didn't see nothing else. 3 bullet holes had burn marks around the bullet hole. I would have close up shot. You don't get those kind of injuries from 30 feet away. Just don't. But anyway, we're gonna be covering that next week. And always keep it right, keep it tight, and keep it going and moving forward. And for the next 24/7, 365, baby. Stay black. See y'all. Love y'all. And thank you, Brother Willie, if you're still here, man, and everybody that's here too. Love y'all.